All right, so today I'm going to show how to use a potentiometer. So this little device right here, this little rotator knob, that's a potentiometer. And what it does, it lets you send numbers to your microbit. So when you rotate it, it goes from a real low number and it goes up to a high number. Now every potentiometer has different numbers, so we're going to figure out how to do that. But first let's set it up. So first get your alligator clip. You'll see there's 3 pins here. We're just going to use 2 of them. Clip on to the outside pin like that, kind of pull your cover over, and then clip on the middle pin, something like that, and there you go. Okay, and then these two alligator clips, you're going to connect to wire 2, pin 2. You could use pin 1, 2, 0, 1, or 2, but we're just going to use pin 2, and then the other one to the ground. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one's which; it'll work no matter what. And then get a good connection on there, so it doesn't give any problems. All right, so there's the setup. Great. All right, now when you twist it, it sends numbers, right? Which we can use as a variable, which is really cool. But you got to know what the numbers are. So everyone has slightly different potentiometers, so you got to know what your numbers are. So let's do a little test to find out what your numbers are. Make sure those don't touch them. All right. So to do that, first of all, we're going to go get rid of the start. We don't need the start. Just forever, we want it always to show us a number. So go to Basic, say Show Number. And the number you want to see is your whatever number the potentiometer is sending out. So in order to find out what it's saying, you have to read it. To do that, go to Advanced, scroll down to your Pins button, and then get this analog read. Not digital read, analog read. And analog read means it's going to go read that potentiometer. It's going to find what number it's sending out. And then change this over to pin 2 because we use pin 2. If you use pin 1 or 0, then set it accordingly. All right, that's the program. So let's download it. So I'm going to go down here and download it. My full screen's not showing up because I'm using both. So there we go. All right, so it downloads, and now it sends out a number. It looks like it's saying 40, 42. And then if I twist it, so that's my high number. If I twist it down, all the way down to the low number, it'll scroll through and give me number 4. Okay, so 4 to 40, 42, 43. So it kind of changes a little bit, 42. So kind of keep that in mind. It's not going to be the exact number, but find your low number and your high number. Okay. All right. So that's basically how you calibrate it. And now, what you do with those numbers, you have to do what's called mapping. You have to map it over to a number that we can use. For example, if I want to go and make a program that controls the brightness of the LED screen right here. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. How to control the brightness of the LED screen. You go to LEDs and you go to More, and you can pull up the brightness, right? So brightness goes from 255 is the maximum number, and then 0 is the low number. Okay, so that's great, but 255, my potentiometer can't get to 255. It can only get to 40. So I got to convert it over. I got to map it to another one. So I can take one range of numbers and kind of map it over to another range of numbers, and I can use that. So that's how I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's do that. So to make a map, you go to Pins and pull out this big old map idea. Okay. And what do I want to map? Well, I want to map whatever this number is. The number that the potentiometer is sending, that's what I'll map. So I can go to Pins and pull up analog read 2, and I can map that out. So I go there and I map it. Okay. And then I want to set the 2 low numbers. These numbers are what the potentiometer said. So my number was 4 to 40, it looked like. Your numbers might be different. So whatever numbers you just found when you mapped out, when you read your readings, those are your numbers. And then I want to set them, I want to transfer them up to the brightness numbers, which is from 0 to 255. So I'm going to check that. So 0 to 255. And then that map will actually it'll do some math. I'll do do a conversion here and send my potentiometer numbers to my light numbers. That's great. And then all I got to do is put this conversion, I got to store this somewhere in a variable. So I go to variables, say variables, we'll call this pot number. Pot is like a shorthand for potentiometer. And I can set the pot to a number. So I can set the pot to a number. Actually, delete that out. Set pot to a number, and then this map, I can store this conversion number in that variable. So put that in there. There, I just mapped it. Okay. So now I've got my potentiometer. It's giving me a number, and it's turning it into a 255 number, and that's what I want to set the brightness to. So I go to variables, and I can say put that as a pod number. There you go. So that's the brightness of my LED screen, and then the only thing left I have to do is make something show up on my LED screen. So I can go to basic and make something show up. So it could be anything. It could be a number. It could be whatever you're trying to do. So all right. So then if I download that, let's see. If I download it now, I should be able to. Pairing problem here. Now it's connected. What's going on here? Get a bad response. Bad response. Okay, now I'm seeing it. Now it should work. Let's see. Yeah, look at that, guys. It even gives me problems. It gives everybody problems. But anyway, so see how the ghost is very faint? Very faint. And if I go and I twist it, I can make it totally turn off, or I can make it brighter. I can control the LED brightness of the variables. So that's the idea. That's the lesson. So yeah. So what else can you do with it? What else can you control? You control all sorts of things depending on what you map it out to. So cool.